Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Today, we're going to be going over the Plant Princess deck profile, a deck that has been extremely fun to play. If you guys would like to see the deck, there's the link down below in the description. It's going to be an amazing game of me playing Plant Princess, just showing that they're a solid deck. The deck profile consists of 2 copies of Titanium, 2 copies of Talea, 3 copies of the Autumn Leaves, 3 copies of Rose Paladin, 2 copies of Rose Archer, 2 copies of Lone Fire Blossom. I wish there could be 3 copies in here. 3 copies of Crane, 1 Dandelion, and 2 Rose Lover. That's going to sum up the monsters at about 20. For spells, we're going to run 3 copies of Reinforcement of the Army, 3 copies of Trade-In, 3 copies of Miracle Fertilizer, 1 Snatch Steel. That's going to sum up the spells at about 10. For traps, we're going to run Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 copies of Trap Stun, Compulsory Evacuation Device, 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness, 2 copies of Fiendish Chain, 2 copies of Call It 100, and 1 Solemn Warning. That's going to sum up the traps at 10. For the extra deck, Galaxy Eyes Taturian Dragon, 1 copy of Heretic Dragon Sun Overlord whatever, 1 copy of Felgrand, 1 copy of Gilbert Pupper Giant Grinder, 2 Down Syndrome Magician, Soul Silver Mountain, Ghost Trick Alucard, Mequipped Engineer, 3 copy of Melee of Tree Spirit, Wind Up Zinmanes, Dante, and Fortune Tune. This deck is really fun to play. Basically, what you want to do is, depending on your matchup, you want to summon certain Plant Princess monsters. For example, in the Burning Abyss matchup, I'm going to bring out Titanium. Why? Because their only significant out is making Acid Golem. There's no Phoenix Wing Blast. There's no Karma Cuts. There's no Virgil's Effect. Even furthermore, there's no Mystical Space Typhoons. There's nothing that targets there's nothing that can target while Titanium is tributing plant monsters to activate its effect. And it can even tribute itself if push comes to shove. It's just a really good 2800 beater. Against the Shadow matchup, maybe Talea, because my other plant monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. Meaning Construct can't destroy my special summon Titanios, it can't destroy my special summon Autumn Leaves, it can't even destroy my other special summoned Talea. If I can bring out the Talea lock, then my opponent is probably not in the good business. Also, it gains 100 attack for every plant monster on the field. I thought that effect was not good. Having a 3k plus beater on the field really helps in certain situations. Cherry Room is normally, if I don't know what I'm playing against, I use her to tutor into whatever I need, whether it be the Rose Lover, Lone Fire, or Titania or Talea to the side of the field, and then I can just bring out whatever freak show I want. Rose Paladin is really good in this deck. And it's not because of her 1800 attack or, her being a level 4 warrior. If she destroys an opponent's monster by battle, I can tutor any of my plant monsters to the side of the field. Also, I can discard her from my hand to search out any of my level 7 or higher plant monsters to my hand. So trade-in becomes an instant. Every time I draw it, I can naturally search it out. Either I'm gonna have a Plant Princess monster in my hand, I have a way to search it out, or I have a way to search out the card that searches out my Plant Princess monster. So Rose Paladin is just amazing to this deck. So is Rose Archer. I mean, I really could play 24 plus monsters and then just throw in 3 Rose Archers for trap negation, and then just try to focus it on dropping big plant monsters and just saying, hey, F you. That was actually the general plan of it. But it seems in this format, traps are probably a little bit better. I didn't do too much playtesting, but this is what I found out was really solid. The 2 Lone Fire are obvious. The Cranes. Oh my god, let's not talk about Crane. I was running through a couple of forums. I was looking up Plant Princess stuff, just trying to find some good support, and I found out Marauding Captain was pretty good. I personally didn't like it, but the combo with Marauding Captain, for what I believe, was summon Marauding Captain, special summon Dandelion, which the big reason why I didn't like it is because Dandelion was at 1. Normal summon Marauding Captain, special summon Lone Fire. Lone Fire effect tribute special summon Dandelion, so that's how you got the Dandelions inside of the field. Then you'd Exceed summon from Malay of Trees. Malay of Trees, detach Dandelion, special summon Lone Fire back to the field. Lone Fire effect, you can either special summon one of your Plant Princess monsters. More often than not, you special summon Titanial because you get 2 tokens from the Dandelion and then you contribute them with Titanial's effect. That is really good. The same thing can be done with Spell Striker. You would Reinforcement of the Army to Spell Striker, banish the special summon Spell Striker, normal summon Lone Fire Blossom effect, tribute to Dandelion, and then you go on with the exact same play. And that I mean, both forms are pretty good. I feel that if I were to run the Marauding Captain combo, quote unquote, I prefer Spell Striker, just because Spell Striker can't really be, breakthrough skill, Fiendish Chain, Effect Veilered, and it allows you for more interaction. The only thing I have to do is probably play just a little more spells, which I can easily compensate for. What else? Dandelion is obvious, and Rose Lover is just, she's so clutch. Whether it's special summoning a Lone Fire on the side of the field being unaffected, or it's just special summoning one of my plant princess monsters to be unaffected for the turn. I mean, it's just a really good card. I feel like Reinforcement Army and Trade-In are standard. Miracle Fertilizer, there's times where you don't normal summon, so you can just actually literally sit on a Miracle Fertilizer and just continuously special summon your Plant Princess monsters in the late game. Keep in mind, if you do Exceed summon using Miracle Fertilizer, then you detach the monster's effect. Miracle Fertilizer does stay on the field, so that's a plus. Snatch Steal is, I mean, I've used it for so many bad reasons. I've actually taken opponent's monsters and attributed them to normal summon Plant Princess monsters on occasion. Sometimes I just hit for a huge amount of damage, noted to have Snatch Steal, snatch their monster and hit for game. All of the traps are pretty standard. That one copy of Vanity's Emptiness is extremely awkward, but I'm gonna tell you guys what. Sitting on any of these Plant Princess monsters, or Talea or Titanial, and a Vanity's Emptiness really puts the opponent in a bad spot. So that's the biggest reason. Or if you can sit on two Taleas, or even Talea and Titanial, really puts your opponent in a really bad spot right there, because you have a 3k beater, 2800 beater, and your opponent can't special summon. Call of Hunted's really good in here. Really not much else to say. We could talk about the cards in the side deck, which is not a sideboard, just to let you guys know. It's just cards that I think you guys should consider when building this deck. Lord of the Poison allows you to tutor any of your plant monsters back to the side of the field when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. The only reason why I didn't run it is because, first of all, I didn't have enough room. Second of all, it has to be destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. I do not like that. Curry Bandit helps you drive into your spell cards. It also puts your plant monsters to the graveyard. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad card, but I don't run that too many spell cards to, help with Curry Bandit. The traps are okay, but still, I want to get those spell cards to my hand. Spell Striker, for the obvious reason, you can either run Spell Striker or Marauding Captain. I prefer Spell Striker just because, like I said, the interaction. The regular plant engine, which includes Spore, Glow Bulb, and Copy Plant. Copy Plant especially, because you can just copy any of your level 8 plant monsters and then go into your rank 8 play. But the plant engine I didn't necessarily include because, I mean, I didn't really need it, unfortunately. I was kind of sad to know that the deck doesn't need it, really doesn't play it. There's no level 9 plant monster that I really want to go into. There's no level 7 plant monster I can tutor Spore to make 8, to make all those silly combos. So, I mean, there really wasn't much there. I guess I can make, no, can't even make Leo. Or, yeah, I could make Leo and Star Eater and stuff, but, I mean, it's just, like, not even worth it if you ask me. And then Notoria Cherries, which are actually not that bad when they're destroyed by opponent's card effect, or yada, yada, yada. You get 2 more, which you could use to tribute summon for your, your Talea or whatever, or you could synchro summon and stuff, which I really don't see much synchro summoning since you have level 3 monsters. Raigeki is obvious, and Mark of the Rose is just like another Snatch Steal. Well, that's pretty much else the deck profile. You're going to find yourself going into Melee of Trees more often than not. Dante's pretty good, but you could actually run 2 Malaya trees and get away with it. I just ran 3 just for it. If you guys have any other questions, please list them down below. Thank you guys for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.